On the morning of July 29, 2010, a rare moderate risk was issued for severe weather for south central Keysota. This is out of the ordinary, as usually severe weather season in Keysota lasts March through June, April being by far the most active. A moderate risk condition in wind July raised many eyebrows of weather enthusiasts in Keysota and Wisconsin. A damaging wind The main threat for the day was supposed to be damaging winds, with wind speeds of 80 plus miles per hour. There was a risk of 4-plus-inch hail in diameter, and a tornado or two. However, the main threat of the day soon bared its ugly head. Over the span of 8 hours, several strong and even 3 violent tornadoes struck Keysota that day. As a result of the outbreak, 17 people lost their lives, 300 plus people were injured, and 1,000 more became homeless. In addition to the 17 direct fatalities, 2 more people lost their lives a year later. One died from their injuries, and the other died by suicide after he was found in his new home with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A note was written on how he lost his daughter and wife that day, and why he couldn't have been him instead. This event sparked mental health movements in Keysota for those who lost loved ones that day. This post is to honor all 17 plus 2 a year later victims that lost their lives that day. The final analysis of the outbreak. Significant tornadoes from this day include Fire Lake EF3 160 miles per hour, Keysota Viroqua Soviet EF4 170 miles per hour, Udina EF4 175 miles per hour, and finally Funkley and Welchel EF4 200 miles per hour. If we look on this map, here is all the significant tornadoes from the day. First, we have Mizpah as an EF1 tornado touched down. It was the first tornado of the day. Next is going to be this EF2 that struck Haram. This EF2 actually resulted in a fatality due to someone in a car. It's one of the only recorded EF2 tornadoes with fatalities. Next is this Fire Lake EF3. This tornado was only on the ground for a few miles, but it inflicted high-end EF3 damage with wind speeds of 160 miles per hour estimated. A house was completely destroyed, with only a few walls left behind. Next is the Wadena EF4. This tornado struck parts of Wadena only a few minutes after the Fire Lake tornado dissipated. It started just north of Almora and just to the east of Hazleton. The tornado was on the ground for a few miles too, and destroyed parts of Wadena with wind speeds of 170 miles per hour estimated, and it dissipated near Chandler. Now, one of the most confusing events from the day. One of the most confusing events is the Viroqua tornado. It started in West Viroqua, but then the tornado was weak. It was weak, right? And then it strengthened to EF1, EF2, EF3, then all the way up to EF4. Then it dissipated. It remained at EF0 intensity most of its life, until it eventually reached Sylvia, where EF3 damage was inflicted, before finally weakening, dissipating. Now, the most significant tornado event on that day. The Funkley-Welchel tornado. This tornado started on this farmstead, or thingy over here, and the tornado grew to EF1 intensity, but then would impact Funkley at EF3 intensity. The tornado would then go and weaken to EF1 intensity once again before eventually reaching EF2, EF3, and even a swatch of high-end EF4. The tornado was on track to hit Hazleton, but thankfully veered off to the north, where it eventually would dissipate, just to the west of Hazleton Lakes. Overall, the event lasted about 5 hours, but in that span of time, 17 people lost their lives, and hundreds more were injured. This video is to contribute to all of the people who lost their lives from this accidental tornado outbreak in Keysota.